Hello and welcome to another RICHCODE USACO Bronze video. In this video, we'll be going over the final problem in the contest which is January of the 2015 to 2016 season, mowing the field. So the problem is like this. So Farmer John is quite reliable in all aspects of managing his farm, except one. He is terrible at mowing the grass in a timely or logical fashion. The farm is a large 2D grid of square unit cells. Farmer John starts in one of these cells at time t = 0, mowing the grass in the cell so that it is initially the only cell in which the grass is cut. Farmer John's remaining mowing pattern is described by a sequence of end statements. For example, if the first statement is W10, then for times t = 1 through t = 10, so the next 10 units of time, Farmer John will step one cell to his west, mowing the grass along the way. And after completing this sequence of steps, he will end up 10 cells to his west at the time t = 10, and will have mowed the grass in every cell along the way. Farmer John's progress is so slow that some of the grass he mows might grow back before he's finished with all his mowing. Any section of grass that is cut at time t will reappear at time t plus x. Farmer John's mowing pattern might have him revisit the same cell many times, but he remarks that he never encounters a cell in which the grass is already cut. So, which basically means if every time he revisits the cell, the his previous visit must have been at least X units earlier. And we need to determine the maximum possible X. So we're given input. So n, which is between 1 and 100. And each of the n statements contains a single statement that is in form of either a letter, that is in the form of a letter and a number. And the number is between 1 and 10. And so that means that if he was only went in one direction for all 100 statements, in each time he took 10 statements, he would only go 1,000 in one direction. So if he wanted to hold all the directions, we can just create a 2001 by 2001 array. And we need to print out the maximum value of X such that Farmer John never steps on a cell with cut grass. And if Farmer John never visits any cell more than once, we will return -1. Okay, so let us code it. So we take an input, and then we will declare integer array of last time he visits a cell of of size 2001 by 2001. In his current positions, we're gonna assume that he's in the middle of the field, middle of this thing, which would be in position 1000, 1000, since it's zero index. And our current time is 0. And so last time he visited all the cells before he begins, he's never done that before. So we can all set it to -1. And then we have to set last visit. So since he begins in a cell and he already mows that cell, and then he starts moving. So we will set the cur x cur y to 0. And then for the end statement, so we will declare int max min, since we want the we will use minimum since if he has, let's say, one time there's a difference of, let's say, 10, and another time there's a difference of 5. We want the difference of 5. We do not want the difference of 10, so we have to use min. And we can set it to integer.max value to make sure that min, our current min, will always be bigger than every single time, every single other time he visits a cell again. Okay, so our direction will be a character of north, south, east, or west. And so ln.next token gives us a string. However, this string will be one character long. And if we do .char at 0, it will turn that string into a character. And thus we could set it to a char instead of doing string comparisons. So then, so in all programming languages, a 2D graph is like this. This is x and this is y. And x expands this way, y expands that way. So up would be x minus minus. So n equals x minus minus. South is x plus plus. East is x is y plus plus, and west is y minus minus. Okay, so keeping that in mind. So if dir is equal to north, then we can do cur x minus minus. Else if dir equals to south, cur x plus plus. Else if dir is equal to east, cur y plus plus. Else cur y minus minus. And then we then check. So if visit of cur x, cur y is not -1. And if that it is not -1, then we know Farmer John has been here before. Then we just set min equals to math.min of we set it to difference to min and the difference between the current time and the last time he was here. And no matter what, we set last visit of cur x, cur y to the current time. And then finally we just print out. Okay, so now let us submit this. Okay, now we see there are some errors in our code. So one way you could fix these is by going through your code and debugging it, or just writing it over again, which I would not recommend writing it over again. Now, for simplicity of this video, I will be downloading the test cases. You will not actually have access to these test cases during your exams. Now, I remember. Okay, just looking at that test case, I realized we need to check if a cell has ever been revisited or not. And if it has it, we need to print out -1 instead of just printing out min. So let us resubmit. And now we see it works. Thank you for watching.